What is going on, Knights of Vex? We are officially at the last sector for the Jedi Leia conquest, Sector 5, the most important sector of the entire conquest because it gives the most key cards. And I am here to make your life easier because some of these feats could be a little bit tricky for some accounts. And I'm here to show you the easiest possible way to get this done. I'm talking buff disruption in one battle on a node that every single person is going to have. No longer have to rely on finding a droidic node. Every single player will have access to this node. So we're going to show you guys everything. It's going to revolve different data disk combinations, some with removing data disk because you don't want to hit too hard, but you're going to get potency up and buff disruption done in one battle, full auto basic. So, and I'll show you guys at the end, I have a little bit too higher modding on my Rex. You'll see the strategy. I got 40 potency instead of 50, but most accounts should get it done in one battle. So we are going to head into game and show you guys exactly what we're talking about here throughout the sector. So this is Sector 5. I've already red crated. Really easy. This one was really easy. Even for my free-to-play account, which I'm taking a little bit more slow than my main account, I will be able to get red crate. This conquest was really not challenging for even an account a year and a half old. So I'm very fortunate enough to be able to get red crate, and I might be changing my farming path on my free-to-play. We'll see. We'll have a video on that. But Sector 5, that's why we're here. All of this is done. Buff disruption, one battle. Potency up, 1 to 2 battles. Tactical Supremacy, one battle. One node that everyone's going to have. And then a really cool Boba Fett and Jango cheese. That's going to be really easy to do. And I'm also going to show you how to deal with the final boss node with Inquisitors. If you don't have Grand Inquisitor or Reva unlocked, you could still get it done. Really relies on certain data disks. And we're also going to talk about the mini boss node, which is really the most clutch thing about this sector. The data disk that I was working with that I'm going to show you. Now, it's not going to be the same through every battle. I will post exactly what I used for every battle. I'd say that the one thing that was used the most is definitely Booming Voice, which you're going to get from the global feat for 50 Undermine. I got that in Sector 1. So Booming Voice is extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. Guard and Penetrate. I've been keeping this attached throughout the entire conquest because it gives so much defense. Caustic Emissions is really not essential. I just had to throw in a 1 cost data disk, so I ended up using it. But the real MVP for certain feats, not all of them, for mostly the final boss, is Zealous Ambitions. If you aren't picking up any Zealous Ambitions, highly recommend you do it because it literally amplifies healers and supports damage to insane levels. So, like I said, I'm going to show you guys the cheeses, but for the Maul cheese with Jango and Boba Fett surviving, it's mostly Booming Voice and Guard and Penetrate. There are other data disks you can throw on to make it easier, like the Gaining Mastery when you attack at a turn, or Blindside. That'll make the Maul cheese even easier. But I will show you guys everything. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move me over here, and we're going to get the video up and running for you guys. So let's head on over. First feat we're going to talk about is when with Boba Fett and Jango in your squad. The easiest thing to do is going to be the Mandalorian cheese. And I know you guys are thinking this is the same thing for every sector. This is literally a give me because Jango is a Mandalorian and you have to throw in a 5th anyway. So it just makes your life a lot easier. So we're going to play this on 2x speed really quick. And I'll show you guys exactly how it's done. So practically same strategy as before. You put the weapon tech onto your Maul. He does an AoE. Canderous is going to get a lot of turn meter. He does a second special that triggers Maul's Frenzy. He's going to unload on the enemy team. And the good news is that if your Boba and Jango ever get hit by an AoE, or if they get kind of low, they have Bounty Hunter's Resolve to get them out of a pinch. So even if they are getting targeted by certain AoE squads, you have a chance to have them survive. And I don't even think they need to survive, to be honest. They might need to, actually. I haven't really double-checked. I'll double-check it as we speak. They just have to be in your squad, so they don't even have to live. It makes it a lot easier. So that's that. This next one is going to be another variation for them to be in your squad. This is with Jabba. If you have Jabba in your roster, I just got him on my free-to-play account. Great Galactic Legend. It makes it a breeze. Zealous Ambition is your friend here because Jabba is a support character, and his big 1 damage ability is going to melt any character he uses it on. So I want to show you 2 different variations, one with Maul and one with Jabba. And honestly, they don't need to live, so whatever your strongest squad is on your roster, just throw them in there with any of your Galactic Legends, General Skywalker, many different configurations you can do. I'm just showing you the ones that are the easiest for you that you can probably do. So that's going to be the 2 battles with Jango and Boba in your squad. Now, we're going to get into some more of the fun stuff, but before we do, I want to show a quick and easy Purge / Potency Up team that can help you get it done. But not essential, but it does help. If you have Balin in your roster, you get the potency up from Kyle Katarn. He's a mercenary. Cara Dune has potency up on her AoE, and so does Balin. Balin provides potency up to the entire mercenary squad on his middle ability. So I just want to showcase a strategy for potency up in case you don't want to do the cheese that I'm going to show. This is just something you can do like one battle. All right, you want to get some potency up. So get potency up from Kyle Katarn's middle ability, potency up from Cara Dune's second ability, and then you're going to see Balin does his middle ability, and that's going to provide an AoE potency up to the squad. I'm going against a pirate team. Zealous Ambitions on Marok is insane. Absolutely insane because he's a support character, and that's going to help you later on. So that's one way of getting potency up throughout the sector. But now we're going to get into some of the cheeses. And this is where you want to get buff disruption. That's the most annoying one because only one character in the game can do it, and it's Stormtrooper Luke. But let me tell you, this is easier than last time because we didn't have to find a Droideka node. You're going to use this on the mini boss node in Sector 5. The mini boss DTMG, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. And it requires a certain strategy. The one thing here that really caught me off guard is my team was hitting a little too hard. A lot harder than I thought they would hit. And I literally was ending the battle faster than I thought I would. But the strategy is Rex lead, Wat Tambor. Barriss is not essential. She's more of a luxury. She's going to help keep Kylo Ren unmasked alive because every time he's crit, he's gaining health from Barriss' Zeta. Not essential, but very, very nice to have. Crew, definitely essential because he's a tank and he doesn't hit too hard. He's very durable. And obviously Stormtrooper Luke is essential because he needs to land the buff disruption. So let me show you guys the strategy. What you have to do here is definitely remove Zealous Ambitions because your Rex and Barriss are going to hit way too hard. So remove Zealous Ambitions and remove Booming Voice. You don't want the battle to end quickly. You want to stall it out. So remove all your Zealous Ambitions and Booming Voice. This is what you do. Wat Tambor goes first. You put the tank tech on your Kylo Ren unmasked. Now, you get the form up from Rex if he's fast. Now, I land a buff disruption on Death Trooper because I don't want him to take a turn. He has an AoE and he can hit kind of hard. So if you have a low-level Stormtrooper Luke, you got to make sure you get rid of Death Trooper. Now, over here, I'm going for a stun on DTMG, but he's going to get cleansed from Scout Trooper. So it doesn't really matter who you stun because Scout Trooper is going to cleanse. Now, what you want to do here is land the buff disruptions on DTMG because you do not want him to taunt. You want to kill Death Trooper first. So this is going to be a full auto battle, but you have to set it up. The most important thing is tank tech on crew and weapon tech on your Rex. I might have missed that, but you put weapon tech on Rex. It's more important than putting it on Stormtrooper Luke because you want to get the kill with Rex on Death Trooper so he will not revive. After Death Trooper is out of the picture, the rest of the battle is cake because he has high damage, a buff removal, and heal immunity. You don't want that to land. So the weapon tech is going on Rex. Now at this point, I want to remove all their buffs. So Stormtrooper Luke has a buff removal on his middle ability. We're going to pass the turn to whoever. We did it to Kylo Ren unmasked. It doesn't matter. So at this point, I'm trying to get the kill on Death Trooper. The buff disruption is very nice because I can remove turn meter every time. As you can see, Rex did his aerial advantage on Death Trooper, and now the rest of the battle is cake. He will no longer come back, and you don't have to deal with any of those AoEs. So now, you have to set it to auto basic. Auto basic. Now, this is where the fun comes. Where the fun begins, like Anakin would say. You get the buff disruption on a basic on Stormtrooper Luke's turn every time he does a basic, and Rex on a basic is applying potency up to a clone ally. He's a clone, so he's giving himself potency up. So this is one of those walk away kind of things. Go make a cup of coffee, get a couple sets in, do a couple curls, whatever you guys like to do. You set it on auto basic. Now, my team is hitting a little too hard. I don't know why. Sector 5 is usually really, they're very durable. It has to be Relic Delta. I have a Relic 7 Stormtrooper Luke, Relic 7 Rex. Most of my team is Relic 7, Relic 8 on a couple. So maybe Relic Delta is causing me to deal more damage. I have no offensive data disc attached. So it doesn't go the full 10 minutes. If it was able to stall out a little bit longer, my Rex would have hit 50 potency up. You're going to see. But I'm going to fast forward. You just do auto basic. Your characters are never in danger. Your crew is getting healed off crits, and he's got a permanent taunt. So do not worry about your team getting hit. This is a breeze. Now, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. You're going to see they're going to start to go down. They just go a little. You see how I got rid of Stormtrooper already? We just start to hit a little bit harder. So I'm going to play this out to the end so you guys can see. But the battle's going. It's taken a sweet amount of time. Maybe I have too much offensive mods on my Rex or something, but we're hitting really hard. Surprisingly hard. So you're going to see at the end of this battle, I show the feats at the end. And that's the end. And you're going to see it's a 3-star, get through the sector, a mini-boss, and that's 30 buff disruption in one battle. And what I like to do is I want to show you at the end to see how close I was to potency up. If I go here, I had 40. So, a couple more attacks from Rex, 10 more times, I would have been fine. He was just hitting a little too hard. But the potency up is so easy to get with any other squad, you don't even have to worry about it. So that's going to be the buff disruption. Now, we're going to talk about the next one that might be tricky for some players, Tactical Supremacy. This one's a breeze. And I was figuring that the team that I recommended in my pre-conquest guide was hitting way too hard because that team is squishy. You saw in the previous battle, we had no heavy damage dealers and they were going down. So I went for a more utility kind of approach with the Tactical Supremacy. Now, the key thing here is that you don't need deployable cooling systems. You don't need it at all. I'm showing you 2 battles, one with and one without. The way you get tactical, or the way you get deployable cooling systems is by winning 20 battles with Velsarthur in your squad. At this point, you might be close to getting it, but if you don't have it yet, do not worry. You just have to play it a little bit longer. Palpatine lead, 7th Sister, Thrawn, Royal Guard, and Tarkin. All characters that are required for something, so you might have them at relics. If you don't have Royal Guard up and running, you can replace it with any single Empire. It's just a nice tank to have on your squad. Here's what you do. I'll play it out. I think this is the one not showing deployable cooling systems. If you have it, it's a lot easier. The whole mentality here is that you're going to try to just stall the battle out and not do too much damage. So I'm going to put Fracture on DTMG. I gain a lot of buffs and taunt from Royal Guard. 7th Sister is here to apply Daze and heal my team. So she can Daze, ability block, and look, I can constantly heal my team. Now, if you have deployable cooling systems attached, every time you gain a buff, there's a chance for you to lower your cooldowns. So Royal Guard gives a ton of buffs. 7th Sister gives a ton of buffs. Tarkin is giving himself a ton of buffs. And you're also giving yourself potency up to Empire allies, I believe. Or is it just Tarkin? He's getting potency up somehow. So this is what you do. You're stalling the battle out. Do not go for DTMG. You want to do Tarkin's second ability as much as possible to get it done. I believe you're going to have to do it 5 times. If you do it 5 times, you're going to get Tactical Supremacy in one battle. So all you have to do is stall. You're not hitting too hard. Do not have Zealous Ambitions attached. It's going to melt them a little too fast. So just go for Guard and Penetrate, basic Data Disc. You don't even need Data Disc attached. Just do not do Booming Voice. Do not do Zealous Ambitions. You're going to end the battle in 2 seconds. So as you can see here, we're stalling it. I have way more than enough Tactical Supremacy at this point that it's just, I could do an AoE and kill them all. I'm constantly healing my team, so we're never in danger of going down. Yeah, that's way more than enough. I go for an AoE, and I don't know if I show it in this battle. I do it. I get Tactical Supremacy 25 times in a single battle. It's really not that difficult. I'm going to show the same exact thing because it's a little bit fun with deployable cooling systems, because if you have it, it just makes it a lot faster. So over here, you're going to pass the turn to Tarkin. He didn't get the cooldown reset, but I'm going to constantly give him buffs so that he can reset his cooldowns. You see how, look at this. Palpatine has his AoE again. Just happens. Keep giving Tarkin buffs. You're going to see at one point, he does it over and over and over. 1, 2. All right, not here. That's at that point, that's enough. But you're going to see 1. Is it not? At one point, he does it like 4 times in a row, I think. 1. Damn, he's not doing it. Okay. It's definitely at one point in this video, he's doing it multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. 5 times. So it's just a little bit of RNG. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of fun variation with deployable cooling systems. But if you don't have it, you're absolutely fine to get it done. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. Very easy team to obtain. Not hard at all. Not heavy Chirotech. The one Chirotech character is given to you for free. So that's Tactical Supremacy. Now, with the mini-boss, that comes the mini-boss feat. So Cassian Andor. If you have Cassian Andor unlocked in your roster, you're going to have the rest of the squad. It's an easy battle. I had them at low stamina. I'm just going to show you how it goes. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. It's just an absolute breeze. I threw it on full auto, and they all go down. So that is that. The next thing is win with a full squad of Galactic Republic. What I tried to do is to show the not most, expensive squad in the world, which is going to be Keller and Beck. Everyone's going to have it with the Poncho Bros, Shock T, Grandmaster Yoda. Every single player is going to have this in their roster. They're given to you for free if you just follow the journey quest. So if you have 501st Gas, You have Jedi Master Kenobi. There's so many different squads. It's just a breeze. So I showed you a very basic Galactic Republic squad. Now, the final boss node. This one is where Zealous Ambitions is going to be almost essential, because they're annoying and they're very tanky. So the squad I'm showing you right now is the Mandalorian cheese with dash. So this is the mentality with this strategy. You need to keep Jedi Training Rey alive. You use Booming Voice and 2 Zealous Ambitions. The same data disc combos I showed you in the beginning of the video. Maul's going to be in the lead, so he's going to be constantly going with the Stacks of Anguish. Dash is a support character and is going to be called to assist with Booming Voice. So this is the strategy. Weapon Tech on Maul, AoE. See how hard we're hitting JML? It's very, very easy. So the only thing that's annoying, look at that damage from Dash Rendar. He hits 3 times, and that's a crazy amount. If you have even more Zealous Ambitions, I recommend doing 3 or 4. You're probably going to one-shot him. But over here, he's going to heal because he gets a little savior mechanic. He's going to take a turn, increase cooldowns on Watt. I keep going for JML. JML is now done. Now, I have to be a little careful here because they could end up targeting Jedi Training Rey. Now, in this video, I go for Cal. I might want to consider going for Revan next time because he has a mark ability that can ignore taunt. But I end up going for Cal because I thought he was annoying. So at this point, I know Revan's taking a turn, and so is Luke. So I have to be very, very careful. I end up increasing. I should have removed Turn Meter from Revan, so it was a misplay. But I'm just trying to showcase that your Jedi Training Rey could get marked. If I just played the battle a little bit differently, I would have been fine. So I think everyone ends up living, but they took a couple of turns. So I think this is a really good strategy. Requires Booming Voice and 2 Zealous Ambitions. Dash is a support character, is dealing crazy amounts of damage when he assists. So that's winning with Jedi Training Rey surviving. The next variation that I did is Ufus. So it's not a Galactic Legend, but I wanted to showcase that Jedi Training Rey is a Ufu. You can get this done with Starkiller Malakos. Not everyone might have it. I'm just trying to show multiple different options for you guys just in case. But it's just, your Seer is a support. Your Cal is also a support/healer, I think. So they deal a lot of damage. And it's the same data disc combination. Booming Voice, 2 Zealous Ambitions. Seer, when she does a basic, is going to hit hard and call everyone to assist. So I end up going for her damage immunity instead. I probably should have done a basic. But if your Jedi Training Rey is in Relics, you're going to be fine. It's just another option for you guys. As you can see, Starkiller is going to eventually get to his ultimate. He pops it, kills a character, and then you go from there. So might be a little bit more of a stretch. You don't need Malagos for this. He's not essential. You can throw in Kylo Ren Unmasked, but it's the same concept. So I will fast forward really quick. And yeah, that's an absolute breeze. So not that hard. Obviously, they hit hard, but now, this one I was worried about. I was worried about because not many players might have Grand Inquisitor unlocked. Not many players might have Reva unlocked. So I tried to fight fire with fire. I didn't put Grand Inquisitor or Reva in here. And as you can see in the recording, I have both. I used Fifth Brother Lead with Marok. I think Marok is essential for this strategy to work because of Zealous Ambitions. You have 3 support characters. Fifth Brother, Marok, and Seventh Sister. Or she's a healer. She's a healer. So 2 support characters and a healer. Zealous Ambitions is going to carry you. They're going to get going. They're going to do their thing. It's going to get scary. I get it. If you get triggered, you can do the ability block and the daze. But they're going to start to go. It's kind of annoying. But over here, we get a cleanse. There's something in there that's cleansing us. So now I'm going to start taking some turns. I'm waiting to get more stacks of Purge on the enemy team for Marok's second ability. I'm trying to heal a little bit. I didn't do the right target there. But they get going. That's the whole thing. I have Guard and Penetrate to help keep me alive. It's a bunch of defense. But you're going to see here, that's a big AoE with everyone called to assist. So that's pretty good damage from a support character. Now over here, I go for the second ability. Now watch this. See that damage from Marok? It's massive. That's all because of Zealous Ambitions. It's just huge. And that counterattack basic. Over here, I just go for a basic. It's pretty good damage to get that daze going. Now look at Marok, 400k. It's just, if you don't have Grand Inquisitor, you're going to be okay. Now, second battle I'm going to showcase, if you have Grand Inquisitor unlocked, it's going to be easier. And if you have Reva unlocked, it's a joke. So, just make sure you have Zealous Ambitions, throw in Marok in the squad, and you're going to be in really good shape. So, again, they're going to keep doing their thing. We get a cleanse going. As long as I'm able to do my AoEs, I'm in really good shape. So that's a mini savior mechanic already triggered. He does his ultimate, but we're fine. I go for a basic over here, call everyone to assist, got my stacks of purge. Now, big AoE, they're getting low. Cal's getting low as well. Big AoE pop, and I go for Leia next because I don't know her kit fully yet, and she's kind of scary. But Luke's kind of more of a annoyance because of the AoE stun. But that is it, guys. That is Sector 5. That's everything I have to showcase. I wanted to showcase many different options and variations. I hope this helped you. I hope these guides are helpful. If anyone else is having issues with the Conquest, please join my Discord. Go in the Conquest section and ask away, because not only will I help, but we have a great community of Knights of X to help you as well. So, if these guides and my videos helped you get Red Crate, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because we want to keep this going, and you guys help me, and I will help you. So, appreciate all the support throughout the Conquest. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. May the Force be with you all, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.